If the Bush administration has seemed somewhat vexed by the internets and the Google, and for that matter by various representations of actual information, then nothing could be quite as baffling as the YouTube. Our #1 story in the countdown, the president recently cracked jokes about the mortgage meltdown and the housing crisis when he thought he was in safe territory and not being recorded just because the big TV cameras were off. Yeah, not so much. At a private fundraiser in Houston last week, Mr. Bush had asked that the video cameras be turned off, but his mini roast of the economy was recorded on a personal camera, and the local ABC station in Houston obtained the video and posted it on the YouTube. Thus, the president explaining Wall Street's use of, quote, fancy financial instruments.
Wall Street got drunk. One of the reasons I should turn off the TV cameras. He got drunk and now it's got a hangover. And then we got a housing issue. Not in Houston, evidently not in Dallas, because Laura was over there trying to buy a house today. I like Crawford. Unfortunately, after 8 years of asking her to sacrifice, I'm no longer the decision maker.
Let's get serious and bring in humorist Harry Shearer, whose brand new CD is a musical satire of the Bush administration, Songs of the Bushmen. Welcome back. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Great to have you in town.
Sacrifice there? That he, is that like a give-up golf kind of sacrifice?
Yeah, I think Laura has not been playing golf for 8 years either, and I think the American people, and I want to speak to the American people, we owe them both a lot of holes. But I'm not sure that Wall Street was drunk there. I think it was either the president or the cameraman.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, all right. If it's one of those little handheld cameras, I mean, we just should be grateful for.
But how would he know what a drunk acts like or what a hangover feels like? You know, the problem is, I think he may be carrying the analogy all the way out and suggesting to Wall Street that they sober up and start a war.
Oh, great. It's worked so well for him.
Yes, indeed.
Is the kindest description here is that Mr. Bush has sort of started out of touch and is now even more out of touch?
Well, you know, it's in the family DNA. Remember, his daddy went to, what's a scanner? What's a supermarket scanner? But there's also a weird thing that happens in the end of certain administrations. You've seen that tape of Nixon just as he's about to resign.
Oh, yes.
And he goes in the Oval Office and cracks jokes with the crew.
Right.
Like, that's a good time to do that. That's a good time to develop a sense of humor. And I think it's, you know, maybe Bush heard that Amy Poehler is leaving Saturday Night Live and thinks, that's my slot. That's
what others want to open libraries. Others want to go into public service in some way. Others want to be Bill Clinton. He's going to take over a slot on SNL.
Well, you know, it suggests that the largest room in the Bush library, if they ever find a place for it, may be the Hall of Humor with the Pavilion of Nicknames trailing off to the right.
It'll just be, that's all it'll be.
Yeah, that's it.
The Hall of Humor, one big
library.
room full of, no, this actually happened.
Yeah.
The drunk hangover analogy is one thing. But this weird juxtaposition that we're getting between the White House and the McCain administration regarding...
The McCain administration?
Well, he thinks it's an administration.
Yeah, indeed.
So that's what, hence the term. McCain blamed the high oil prices on Obama. McCain said oil prices then dropped $10 a gallon because of Bush. The White House then said, no, we're not taking credit for this. Bill O'Reilly took credit for the price of gas dropping. Is there a special school for this kind of reasoning? Have you encountered it before in human existence?
Well, you know, I think we should be grateful that McCain, who put on that ad blaming Obama for high gas prices, did not claim credit for the ad bringing the gas prices down. And he did give credit to the administration for announcing, just the announcement that we're just canceling that executive order drove oil prices down $10. So if the oil market believes so clearly in imaginary administration pronouncements, why don't they just have the president announce that they've discovered oil on the moon and really drive the gas prices down?
Or just every day he announces that
we found it in Nebraska.
Right,
there it is.
You know, at that rate, then by the end of the summer we'd be paying 47 cents a gallon.
You got it.
I think, Harry, you've just solved the
I think I have.
Watch them do it now. Yeah. All right, your new CD, I have a question about this, a fundamental question about it.
Sir.
Years ago when I asked two of our heroes, Bob and Ray, why in 1973 and 1974 they did no Watergate humor even though they had a daily 4-hour radio show. Ray Goulding's answer was, how could we make it funnier? How do you create satire of an administration that seemingly is self-satirizing?
Well, I didn't do it from the standpoint of standing outside and throwing rocks. I wrote a song on this record for each of the major figures in the administration, Condi, Colin, Rumsfeld, Alberto, Karl Rove, and in most cases I tried to write from inside their point of view. So I'm looking at making a satirical leap to seeing how they see it, and I think that's where the humor is in their view of this, their skewed view of this debacle. And then each song is done in a particular style appropriate to them. So Karl Rove's song is called Turd Blossom Special. It's a bluegrass song. And
very nice.
Colin Powell's is a smooth jazz tune called Smooth Moves.
and Gonzalez is
the head of Alberto Gonzalez, a kind of Norteño ditty.
One question about this. You saw this White House T-ball game thing?
I did not.
At the White House T-ball game last week, the president was introduced to a little girl who immediately fled from him, which is like the James Thurber spin on Little Red Riding Hood. Little girls are hipper than they used to be, and than the general population seems to be. Here's what we were talking about here.
Oh, yeah, but see, there's a mascot there, too, and I'm with the girl on the... I'm scared of mascots. I was at a Hornets game earlier this year on the birthday of Hugo the mascot. Yeah. And apparently in the NBA these days, when the mascot celebrates his birthday, all the mascots from all the other teams come. Oh, so now that is frightening.
Yeah, I had a friend, a sportscaster who was mascot phobic, who I had to literally, I embraced him and held him at an all-star game once as 30. I said, just stay with me, stay with me, the mascots will be gone soon. We don't know what happened. He was bit by one somewhere.
It's an overdose of terry cloth, I'm telling you.
Harry Shearer's new CD is Songs of the Bushmen, and Harry's been kind enough to let us play excerpts on our website, so you can thank you for doing that.
My pleasure.
Great, thanks. Good luck with this next 314th season of The Simpsons.
And we'll see you there tomorrow.
I am delighted to be able to go to another table read, even after I nearly ruined the last one. So thank you for your
Talk to me about parking.
That's countdown for this, the 1,911th day since the declaration of mission accomplished in Iraq. Tomorrow, since Bill O brought it up today, the inside story of the day: MSNBC made an overture to him about a job. This was before the turn of the century. From Los Angeles, I'm Keith Olbermann. Good night and good luck.